Wonderful. Well, probably my last question, and thank you for all your time and insight so far. But when you've already talked about a lot of exciting and innovative work that you're doing, but I guess is there anything else? What else have you got brewing, and what excites you? What gets you out of it?
I mean, the thing that excites me most is all around that piece that I was sort of touching on earlier around the ability to amplify and democratize, the transformational potential of knowledge and learning, and being able to actually have that manifestation throughout a person's life. And we're starting to work with some pretty exciting organizations, some that I can't talk about, so they may or may not be around government and things like that, either foreign or domestic. But really starting to look at how we can solve problems relating to the employment market by being able to make the knowledge someone has gained portable and accessible and machine readable. And part of that, like just to unpack something further, is let's just say we're working with an organization and they have complex needs, and maybe they have minimum requirements for staff to be deployed to particular areas. And they currently have a system where they need to go through and actually look at each individual record of results within a qualification to sort of say, okay, this person did elective group here, but they need to do this particular unit here for us to be able to send them to that area over there. One of the projects that I'm very excited on, that we may or may not be working with Edalex upon, is how we can make that data meaningful and solve a real world problem for a very large organization around mobility, and making sure that the right people are certified in the right way to be present and interacting with other people where they need to be. It's that whole piece around making data accessible and meaningful so that people can interact with and make the right decisions at the right moments in time, which I think is very important.
Brilliant, excellent. Well, I'm sure there's more to come when the time is right. So, well, look, Nicolas, thank you so much for our discussion today. And it's amazing hearing your perspective around the technology, but very importantly, not forgetting who this is for that learner, for that earner who's receiving these, and what that enables, as you said, the democratization potential there, and ultimately the impact that you and other providers can have on individuals and help transform their lives and create new opportunities based on skills, based on their own achievements.
Absolutely. And I mean, just one last point before I finish, because you've just made me think about it then. I think it's often too overlooked that the student in this whole piece, the recipient, the person that's there. We're doing potentially doing a large body of work with a foreign government. And what's really brought to the front of this is mobility of knowledge and being able to have verifiable pieces of knowledge. Obviously, the conflict overseas is horrible. Any conflict in any country is horrible. But when we look at that as a microcosm, there was a mass exodus of people in a way that was unplanned. And that migration event meant that everybody just fled. So when they relocated in other parts, as you would, there's no ability to discern whether somebody has a degree, whether somebody has skills in a particular area. And so therefore employability becomes really complex when you're reliant on somebody's word in front of you. So we're working potentially with a very large organization internationally to look at what the standards look like and how everybody can actually have those verifiable credentials stored anywhere and everywhere. And it's not for the business, it's not for the RTO, it's not for the school, it's for the recipient. It's being able to make sure that anywhere at any moment in time, you can actually prove all of the knowledge and the skills that you have through a verifiable instrument that's not dependent upon you saying, hey, I got this from this place at this date, just trust me.
Right. And it's not paper because we know they fled for their lives. So they don't have,
Sadly, it's very real, and that organisation that we're talking to came to us based off the back of that. They're just sort of like, this is a problem that we need to solve. But look, the most important part in all of this is being able to understand the entire rounded, centered view of the individual, and being able to have this entire spectrum of everything that they've been able to do. And it's up to them who they choose to share that with. That's super important. Dan, thank you so much for inviting me to have this conversation with you. It's been absolutely amazing. And I look forward to more things that we do together, because we're tackling some incredible projects that are incredibly meaningful to a lot of people.
You're here. Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Nicolas. And looking forward to continuing the discussion.
Take care, Dan.
Thanks.